PC gaming doesn't have to break the bank. In fact, it can be totally free so long as you have Steam installed on your Mac or PC. Here's my list of the top 10 best free-to-play Steam games you really need to check out. Number 10, Art of War Red Tides. This one is early access, so get it while it's hot. The game mechanics are straightforward enough, and the combat action is fierce and frenetic. This is a strategy game in which two teams from 3 unique races compete to destroy each other's bases using their heavily armed forces through a range of different unit types and styles of play. It's a simple game with a massive amount of strategic potential. Number 9, Brawlhalla. This is a 2D platform fighter game in which up to 4 players compete in a series of vibrant and dynamic arenas. This is a button-bashing, old-school style, side-scrolling action platformer complete with a massive amount of unlockable content and power-ups. While the gameplay appears very simplistic, you'll find yourself playing this one longer than you might expect. It's a surprisingly fun party game to play with friends. Number 8, Super Blue Boy Planet. This one is a wonderful retro throwback to old school 90s platform titles, so don't let the basic graphics fool you. Gameplay is simple and therefore easy to pick up and become immersed in. As you might imagine with any traditional side-scroller, you have to avoid obstacles, jump on platforms, dodge creepy bad guys, resolve puzzles, and beat end-of-level bosses. A modern and quirky take on a genre that many of us older gamers reminisce about. Number 7, Infestation The New Z. This game is a major overhaul of Infestation survivor stories. You play in a massive open-world first-person shooter against other players and a range of game modes and game worlds. Your aim is to survive in a post-apocalyptic, zombie-infested world through collaboration with other players. The gameplay includes hunger, thirst, and fatigue elements into the gameplay, which must be managed by the player in order to survive. Supplies and resources are scarce and must be scavenged or purchased in-game. Number 6, Lord of the Rings Online. Once again, this makes the list. Tolkien's classic Middle-earth universe. This is an MMORPG, and it's steeped in the intricate world of Lord of the Rings. You play as a hobbit, a dwarf, an elf, and you explore a vast array of intricate environments that soak up the atmosphere, the lore, the nuances, and the backstory of the cinematic universe and book series. You interact with NPCs and other players, completing missions, gaining experience levels, and progressing in the storyline. Number 5, yes, once again, Unturned is going to make my list this year. These blocky graphics may remind you of Minecraft, but don't be fooled, this is actually another zombie survival game in a large open world, and your goal, of course, is to scavenge for supplies, weapons, and food as you seek to survive against hordes of other blocky zombie enemies. And you'll also stave off infection against their nasty zombie bites, and you use a multitude of vehicles and weapons along the way. Number 4, Zula Europe. Are you looking for a free first-person shooter from Steam with Team Deathmatch, Free-for-All, or Capture the Flag that isn't Team Fortress 2? Well, here's an interesting option for you. Zula Europe is an FPS title that takes you to locations in Turkey, northern Iraq, and other regions throughout the Middle East with realistic and authentic paramilitary weapons, soldier uniforms, and specifications. You can play as 2 different factions, the Zula, who are a vigilante group who are mistaken as an organized crime syndicate, or play as GLaDO, a global infiltrating paramilitary force. This one is well worth a look. Another returnee to the list is number 3, Marvel Heroes, which is of course updated every year, an action roleplay game set in the Marvel universe with all your favorite superheroes such as Captain America, Iron Man, the Incredible Hulk, Wolverine, Ant-Man, Spider-Man, and many more besides. The game is free to play but is supported through microtransactions just like Lord of the Rings Online, so be aware of that. The story is as follows. Dr. Doom has stolen the Cosmic Cube while the heroes must stop him from using it. They'll fight against a range of franchise supervillains, and once Doom has been defeated, you can unlock the Bifrost Bridge to Asgard. Combat is slick, although it can get a little bit repetitive at times, but spell effects, special moves, and character animations and models are true to the franchise. Number 2, Star Conflict Dogs of War. 3D space combat with excellent weapons, frenetic online play, and gorgeous graphics. What's not to love? These kind of sci-fi space simulators are kind of rare these days. You fire lasers, torpedoes, and command fighters, light vessels, and capital warships. Battles are intense and tough, and I found it a bit disappointing that the game is online only. A single-player campaign would have been awesome. Finally, number 1, World of Tanks Blitz. Last time, the number 1 on this list was War Thunder, so another tank-based title has once again managed to reach the top spot. This is another MMO action game for the Mac or PC, and it lets you control and upgrade 200 plus historic tanks on a massive amount of environments during World War II from numerous nations. There's support for a cross-platform gameplay, which is nice, ample tutorials to get you up to speed, different tank classes, clan functionality, and bonus achievements to unlock. It's a really wonderful game and definitely worthy of the #1 slot in my opinion. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Which games do you think should have made this list? Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.